Hi there, friends. Welcome to my Stampin' studio. I'm Mary Knabe, coming to you live on Tuesday, July 16th. Welcome. I live in Westerville, Ohio, and the weather has been crazy today. It was cool and very windy in the morning when I was sitting out having my coffee. And then I was watering my grass, put the sprinkler in the back and the front, and decided to take a walk, probably about 10 o'clock, 9:30. Got super hot, the sun came out, and very humid, and now it's kind of overcast here at 5 p.m. So we've had all kinds of crazy weather in the last several days. I had a great weekend. I went to Gatlinburg, Tennessee with 4 girlfriends for just a quick getaway. We were gone Friday through Sunday, so real quick, but we had lots of fun, just great fun talking and sharing and laughing. It was all good, so I hope your weekend was just as good. And yesterday, Monday, I really should have been working, but I took some time to go over and hang out with little Riley for a while because she's just such a blessing. So really good, but today has been all work, 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 and I'm having a very productive day. So today I am going to be showing you 4 different card layouts. They're very easy to do, and I'm using the Sweetly Scripted stamp set with each of them. The layouts I'm going to show you are super easy for long sentiments, such as these in the Sweetly Scripted stamp set. So I'm going to flip my camera around now, and we'll get started right away. Robin, I'm glad you're here too. While I'm flipping my camera around, would you please share this live video and invite others to join us on this Tuesday afternoon? I do want to do a very quick mention of the 2024 back to school tax holiday for some of the states. And there are various dates that these states will your purchases will be exempt from the state tax. And it all varies a little bit. And keep in mind, it's just state tax. Not everybody does the county or city tax. So you get a little bit of a break on your spending. States that are included are Alabama, Arkansas, Florida, Massachusetts, Mississippi, Missouri, New Mexico, Ohio. PR is Puerto Rico, South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas, Virginia, and West Virginia. And if you want to see this chart, you can find it in my last 2 blog posts at stampinpeace.com. So as you can see, there are several Stampin' Up! Products that are included on that. Okay, as I said, Sweetly Scripted. I've got 4 basic white thick card bases, and these measure 4 1/4 by 11 inches and scored down the middle at 5 1/2. And I have 4 pieces of basic white that measure 5 1/4 by 4 inches. And then I want to show you this Thoughtful Designs Designer Series paper. And it looks just like that. And it's a little bit hard to tell, and I've already used a partial sheet from each of these. But what I want you to see is that there is a variance in color, sort of an ombre look. So up here, it starts out pretty light, maybe being more of a Lost Lagoon, and down here, a little bit closer to Pretty Peacock. And then same with this one, you get some wild wheat, but by the time you get to the bottom, you're getting some old olive or mossy meadow. And you can just see how there are, each of these has various shades. Here more pinks and more purples below. And then here we go from a Calypso coral to more of a petunia pop. So it's a very interesting, fun pack of paper. When I bought it, you know, curiosity gets me. Plus I'd like to know what I'm selling and showing. And marketing. So I got it. I wasn't exactly sure what to do with it, but I came up with 4 card layouts to use today that will be great for the using with the Sweetly scripted stamp set, those long sentiments. So I'm going to start by cutting 4 pieces of this designer series paper that measure 5 1/4 by 3 inches. Okay, so they're all 5 1/4 inches wide. And I'm going to cut at 3-inch increments while it's in the horizontal position. So there's my 5 1/4 by 3-inch pieces. Here's a good way to compare, and you can see the variances or different tones of that color. So for my first card layout, this is so simple. You're gonna be like, oh, Mary, wow. I've got this 3-inch piece, and I can put this anywhere I want. I can put it all right in the center. I can put it towards the top, or I can put it towards the bottom. I'm actually going to adhere mine towards the top. I'm going to leave a little bit of that white showing. Okay. Now I've already adhered mine, but if you're not sure you want to adhere before stamping, that's okay. You can just lay that piece of DSP in place, do your stamping, and then adhere the DSP to your card front. So I'm stamping with Lost Lagoon, and I'm going to use the Happy Birthday. In fact, I'll use Happy Birthday on all of these. Okay, my hair is falling in my face. I don't want that distracting me. Okay, and then to finish off this card, I'm just going to give this fold a good crease. And I'm going to adhere this with dimensionals to my card front. So this is the first of 4 layouts, but each of these begins with a piece of designer series paper that measures 5 1/4 by 3 inches. So you can think of that then as getting 8 cards from 1 piece of designer series paper with a little bit left over, a small strip left over. Okay, so let's go move on to the second. Now, each of these consecutive cards, I'm going to do a little bit of cutting. Get that out of the way so I don't make a mess. For the first one, with this in the vertical position, I'm going to cut at 2 inches. And then I'm just going to adhere these the large one at the top, and you can play with the placement if you like. But I'm doing the 5 1/4 by 2 inch piece all the way to the top edge of my basic white. And then I'll put the 1 inch piece that I cut off. And I'll mention that I like to keep my pieces in order, and you'll notice more on the next 2 cards, but I just like it to look like the bottom piece of DSP is a continuation of the top. Now again, if you're not 100% comfortable stamping after you've adhered your DSP, by all means, just set the DSP in place, then stamp your sentiment, and then adhere the DSP pieces. And once again, look how quick and easy this is. You know, I like to show you what I like to call easy to make wow cards. And these are really very simple and elegant cards. And they work with any kind of long and narrow sentiment. They do not have to be as long as the sentiments are in the Sweetly Scripted stamp set, but it just works really nicely with long and narrow sentiments. Okay, so there's the second card. I will add some bling, some embellishment at the end after I complete all 4 of the cards. Now again, I've got a piece of 5 1/4 by 3 inches. I'm putting it in the vertical position, and this time I'm going to cut at 1 inch, whoops, make sure I'm in the right place. I'm going to cut at 1 inch increments. So there's 1, scoot that over, and again, cut at the 1 inch mark. So now I have 5 1/4 by 1 inch, 3 pieces, all measuring the same size. I'm again keeping them in order so the picture fits together like a puzzle would. I'm going to put this top one. Now this is where, for this card and the next one, you might want to switch over to some multi-purpose glue so you can slide the strips around if you want. The first one I'm putting all the way to the top edge. Linda is absolutely right. This would work with really nearly all designer series papers or pattern papers. Pretty papers, whatever you want to call them. Okay, and then the last one I could either put near the top or the bottom, but I'm going with consistency and pushing everything to the top. As you can see, I am adhering my strips before I stamp. That's because I feel pretty confident in what I'm stamping. But you don't have to do it that way. You can just lay your pieces in place. You might even have some, like a temporary adhesive, a movable adhesive. The other thing you can do is just put the tiniest bit of snail in the center to hold those in place, but they'd still, you'd still be able to pull them up and move them if you need to. And the only reason would be is if you goof on your stamping and you want to flip that over. Has anybody been stamping or crafting today? I have, I'm prepping class to go kits. So I have, let's see, 4 card designs. They get 2 of each. So 8 cards times 32 registered. So yes, it's taking me a good bit of time, but it's exciting. I'm so glad that so many people enjoy my classes to go. So it really is a pleasure to prep those for them. Okay, so there's the 3rd card. Again, super simple, right? And then let's do the last one. Now for this last piece of 5 1/4 by 3 inch DSP, I'm going to cut at 3/4 of an inch increments. Okay, 3/4 of an inch. There's 1. 2. 3 and 4. So 4 pieces, they each measure 5 1/4 by 3/4 of an inch. And I will adhere all of those to my 5 1/4 by 4 inch piece of basic white. Again, when I have narrow strips, I like to use some multi-purpose glue, that green glue, liquid glue, whatever you want to call it. Especially when I add the 2nd and 3rd strips from the top, because sometimes I need to slide them around just a little bit for even spacing. And once again, just a reminder, it's nice if you can have your strips in order of how you cut them. Just makes everything a little more cohesive, go together a little bit more nicely. You know, it really makes a difference when you're using DSP that has larger images, like say, for example, the oranges and lemons in the Mediterranean Blooms designer series paper, something like that. Again, if you want to just put your DSP in place, tack it down lightly, stamp, and then adhere all the pieces, that works too. And there's another happy birthday. I'm going to close this up. So I'm trying to get Riley to say grandma. And sometimes I think she is. It comes out kind of mama. It's a little bit different than mama, but I think it's there. But my son-in-law always teases Andrea and Emily's dad, Riley's grandpa, and says he ought to be called grandpapa. So we're starting to hear a little papa in there from her too. So everybody gets excited when we think she can call us out in her own little way. So again, I started with the same size DSP for each of these, 5 1/4 by 3 inches. Then for this card layout, I cut at the 2 inches. So I have a 2-inch strip and a 1-inch strip. For the third layout, I cut it 1-inch increments. So I have 3 1-inch strips. And then the last one I cut at 3/4 of an inch increments. I'm trying to cover up that glare. So these are 3/4 of an inch Okay, super easy. And they all started with that same size piece of designer series paper. Now I think we should finish these off with some rhinestones. I have to say, I was going through my all of my embellishments in the container right here, and I just kept going back to the rhinestones. A lot of times I'm picking other fancier embellishments, but today I went right to the basics. And I really think the silver on the basic rhinestones really brings out that silver, that matte silver look on this paper. So let's see here. Okay. This is kind of a big area here, so I might do, I think I'm going to do 5 on this one. And maybe, let's do a large one here. So the basic rhinestones, I believe they're $6, obviously in the annual catalog. There's 3 sizes, large, medium, and small. The majority of them are the small size, probably because that's what we use most often. And then here I'll do a large, a medium, and a small. And then I think I will do medium and small right there. It's a little, might be a little bit hard for you to see on the screen. They show up a little bit better in person. And then here, let's see. I was thinking maybe I would put some right in there, but I'm not sure. How about this? I don't think I want to use the large ones here. Do a medium and a small and a small. Okay, so here on that card, I'm bringing the embellishments closer to the sentiment. I think I'll do the same on the last one. I think I might actually use a large one right here. Okay, so what do you think? Right? As I'm finished now, you can see that I've got 4 easy to make, elegant cards, right? 4 3/4 inch strips, 3 1-inch strips, 2-inch and 1-inch strip, and then a 5 1/4 by 3-inch piece. So all 4 of the cards started out with that same size DSP, and I've got 4 different cards, and all of these layouts are perfect for the Sweetly Scripted stamp set. This one, I believe, is an online exclusive. So you'll have to go to the online store and search Sweetly Scripted. It is not in the catalog, okay? The paper, the designer series paper, rhinestones, basic white cardstock. What else did I use? The Lost Lagoon, ink, all of that is in the annual catalog as well as online. Now I wanted to show you here for these last 2 cards, look how close it's come to Pretty Peacock. I could have switched out my card, but that's the neat, interesting thing about this DSP. You get some variance in colors and shades in the Thoughtful Designs specialty DSP. Okay. Who would like to possibly receive one of these cards in the mail from me? Anybody? Yes, I see hearts. Okay, if you would like to have your name put into the drawing to receive one of these beautiful cards, please type in the comments now, sweetly scripted, sweetly scripted. And then tell me how many of you are going to try these 4 card layouts very soon. Okay, they are so easy. You do not want to put it off. You want to make these and remember them, jot them down if you need to. I will be posting them to stampinpiece.com with this video replay, all of the dimensions, as well as the products I used. So you can look for that in the next day or so. And I think most of you know that. If you've been with me for a while, you know that. After I've done a Facebook Live, I take a day or two to, I photograph the cards, and I put the video on YouTube with lots of information, and I also put it on stampinpiece.com. So stampinpiece.com, my blog, as well as the YouTube channel, but the blog is like the main hub of my business. So that's where you'll get the video replay, the individual photos, the cutting dimensions, products used, tips, etc. Okay? Donna, you need quick, easy, and elegant. These are it. These are it. Oh, Claudia, you are deep into your Christmas card making, I know. 200 Christmas cards. Claudia makes an awful lot of cards every single year and donates them. So what a great thing she's doing, using her craft to make a difference in the lives of others. I love it. All right, Diane, I'm glad to hear you'll be using these layouts. All right, everybody, I do want to let you know that I'm going away again this weekend. I'm going to a scrapbook crop. I'm going to work on photos from Riley's first year, and I will be in Amish country in Ohio from Thursday through Sunday morning. So I will not be doing a live this Thursday, July 18th. Okay, but I will see you next week. And until then, I wish you peace and joy and happy stamping. Bye-bye.